Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot in Wonderland by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Eugene Smith. It's a new deck for me, so there's information here somewhere. I'm pretty confident about where to get it if you want to. Yep, bluellen.com. I was like, I know it's on there somewhere. I want to say Barbara Moore is associated with another deck. I want to say she's a reference for a different deck that I used, but I couldn't tell you what it was off the top of my head. But there's the information, llewellyn.com. Feel free to check that out if you want to. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and is it at the bottom? I want to say this is hayhouse.com. At the bottom there. I want to say Hay House and Llewellyn are connected, but I could be completely wrong, but there's that information if you want it. Okay, what do we have for Pisces? Now this is an interesting deck. It's about the information you get off the cards, obviously, but it's just a very interesting way. That's one of the reasons I like different decks, because each deck has its own way of interpreting the energy. So being more flexible with that is sometimes helpful. Sometimes. You seem to be in a good place. You seem to be in a good place. You have a change coming forward. My first thought is be careful what you wish for. Because you got imagination. And you got the Two of Cups. There's something you're pulling towards you. Be very mindful of who you're talking to and what you're saying if you can. Because somebody's going to try to help you make something happen. It's weird. You do honestly, like, how do I explain? You're saying what you want, and you're telling somebody what you want. You'd think they'd be good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I like to say this part all the time. I'm a Pisces too. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's in there. Because I'm looking at this like, why is it like I just feel like be careful what you ask for, because somebody's gonna try to help you make it happen. But it's kind of like something might seem better on paper than it actually is. The question is, like, it depends what you're asking for. Like, when you're asking for something, I don't know, I feel like I'm not expecting it to actually happen, but I do want it. But it's kind of like maybe you need to define it a little bit more specifically. I don't know what that sound was, but I think my cat is playing in the water somewhere. I heard him. All right, that's his water dish. Okay, I just figured out what it was. He's playing in his water dish. I was like, why am I hearing water splashing? Not okay. It's kind of like telling somebody you want a cake, and that maybe you're saying, I don't know, the cake. It's just like, it's kind of like that, but it's kind of like, you got to be more specific. Kind of like if you want a cream frosting with fresh strawberries on it, and you want some cannoli filling in the center, and you want it to be like a personal cake, like maybe you wanted a 6-inch, like maybe 6-inch diameter. That's a crossed, right? That's total. It's like 6-inch across. You don't want a giant cake. You just want something that you and maybe one other person could comfortably enjoy. Make it specific. I don't know why, because I feel like I need to make it specific. It does seem to matter. Somebody is like totally looking to make what you want happen. Somebody is looking to make what you want happen. So I'm also going to put it out there, if this is job related, You really do want to be specific. Very, very much. So if you're kind of like, I would love to be able to work half my time in the office and half my time out of the office, you might want to also make that like a little bit more defined. I would like to work half the time in office doing this, this, and that. And I would like to work half the time home, working from my home, doing this, this, and that. Make it specific. Because otherwise I feel like, okay, this is a better analogy. Because I'm trying to understand why this is bad. And like, I feel like this analogy fits better. You could end up working half your time in the office doing whatever. Maybe that's fine. But then the other half, you're out the office, but you're running all over the place, moving, doing this, doing that, checking on this, checking on that. You're like, no. I wanted the other half to be at home. I wanted to work from home half the time. That's what I meant. But they're like, well, you just said out of the office half the time, so here's something out of the office. Have fun. And you're like, not at all what I meant. Great. But, like, be specific. Be specific. Don't feel bad about it either. But I'm saying this as a Pisces, and I'm like, I know what we do to ourselves. You know, when we like people, we're a little bit over accommodating, in my opinion. Like, and I feel like as we get older, we move away from that a bit more, or at the very least, we don't offer things that we don't really want to do. We're just more selective of who we offer it to. We try to be a little bit better with that. But I feel like that's a hard road of a Pisces. I mean, this is just my experience as a Pisces, being raised by two Pisces, blah, 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 blah. You are, because you're creating something. You are definitely creating something here. It's like, just define it a little bit more. I think you'll be fine. Because if something comes forward, and I feel like you're not even paying attention to what you're saying, which really makes me nervous. You're just, I want this to happen. And it's kind of like, again, I feel like that's the better analogy. Be more specific. I want to work half the time in the office, half the time out. And like, oh, you'll get half of it out, but maybe not out the way you want. Running all over the place for like half the day, I just don't think like, maybe that's what you do want. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe like, half of it out of the office is at home, and you're like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to be doing this, that, and the other thing. If that's what you want, that's awesome. If that's what you want, define it. Because whatever comes forward, there's a niche that needs to be filled. I'm getting study with like the Page of Wands, kind of like, oh, we need somebody to do that. That's outside of the office. Pisces will do that. Let's do that. Unless somebody knows, like, well, this is what Pisces actually said, they want to do this. Oh, actually, they could work from home half the time. I don't see why that's a problem. Give them that. I wonder if they would do this half the time in time, because we need somebody to do this half the time in time, half the time inside the house, inside the business, and then they could do the rest of this outside. So if they're willing to do it that way, offer them that. Okay, that's better. What you want is available, but it's just kind of like, if you're just too open with it, they're kind of like, nobody wants to do that. Pisces said they wanted to work half the time outside the office. Here you go, Pisces. Good job. Good luck. Enjoy. There's a lot of things coming forward. This is interesting, too. I've never noticed. Well, I haven't had this deck all that long. The way the smoke looks, it looks like a butterfly to me. There's changes, more changes coming, more possibilities coming. So there is the ability to refine things as you continue forward. Make sure you keep communication open. Make sure you're honest. You want to be productive. You want to be pleasant, obviously, but make sure you keep communication open. Oh, this is good what I'm doing. I would prefer like a little bit more of this. This is good, but that would be better. Keep communication open about how you're feeling about what you're doing as you keep moving forward. There is refining that's available that can go to your benefit. If you don't communicate, though, it's not likely it's going to get better for you. Communication is key. You know how that goes. We got to communicate. We got to not feel bad about it. I'm going to also say, as a Pisces, sometimes you just have to accept that maybe it just sounds a little selfish or a little bit greedy. Ironically, you're not going to actually be being greedy, but you might have this weird feeling like, oh, I'm asking for too much, or oh, I'm asking for this, or oh, I'm being a little difficult. You're more than likely not, actually, but you might feel that way. Just kind of like, all right, then you are. Just accept it and keep moving. Then just have your moment. Everybody gets their moment. Like, not for nothing. It's very rare that Pisces takes advantage of that moment. I'm saying this as a Pisces, and that's just the normal. There's a lot of different flavors of Pisces out there, so maybe you're different, but majority of Pisces, I feel like they don't take advantage of these moments. Just resign yourself to doing it. Just let yourself be a little greedy, be a little bit much in the moment. You're literally, I feel like you're literally not, but you might feel like you are. Then just own it. Go with it. Everybody gets their moment. Like, this can be yours. Let this be your moment. You know what I mean? Build it. This is something's building forward. Something's going better for you. Communication. Be specific. Ask for what you actually want. Try not to feel bad about it. But if you do, just own it. Because like, everybody has their moment. This is yours. Allow yourself to have it. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Allow yourself to get what you actually want. Because people want you to have what you want. I wouldn't feel bad about it. Sometimes people respect that more if you ask for what you actually want and you're a little bit more specific about it. Because they really don't feel like you're going to be difficult. You might think you're being difficult, but I don't think you are. If you do that, you're going to get what you want. You got a lot of healing coming out of this. Things just keep moving forward. Keep communication open as the situation develops. Develop it the way you want. This situation is not only better for you, but it's better for people around you if you develop it the way you actually want. It may be hard to see that during the process, but it does help other people as much as it helps you, because other people are going to also ask for more. Other people are going to feel more empowered. Kind of like, you know what, Pisces is right. We should ask for what we want a little bit more. There's no reason we shouldn't. And as you keep moving forward, other people feel also more empowered. This is good. It's not bad for you to talk about what you actually want, because I don't see you getting to the place of demanding or entitled. But I feel like you're going to have that, like, what, am I being demanding? Oh, am I acting entitled? I really don't think you are. Like, especially because I feel like I'm going to be very biased with this as a Pisces. I feel like we're good talking with people we actually trust, like bouncing things off of people, like, you know, am I asking for too much, or do I seem like a jerk to doing this? People will be honest with you. People will tell you. People, especially people you trust already, and people who are already good to you already. They'll probably say, no, you should ask for more. No, that wasn't bad, and you should ask for more, is what they're probably going to tell you. There's a stress in here. I didn't understand what this was at first, but now I'm seeing it. It's more about communication. You're going to feel guilty about asking for what you want. Try not to. Try not to. I'm saying that as a Pisces. I'm like, I could say, don't do that. It's going to play out the way it's going to play out. Try not to. Big Paul McKenna fan. If he's a British author, check out his books. If there's something that pops out to you, try some of the exercises he has in there. I think it's very, very worth it. If you have some other gurus you like, put it in the comments. Go ahead. I try to read all the comments. I'm realizing that I don't see as many as I think I do, so I try to keep up with them. But if you see something, if there's something that looks cool, maybe I'll try it out. Justice is saying, if you communicate, if you save it for what you actually want, you get what you actually deserve, which you deserve a lot. Justice is also saying, if you don't define things and you just let things pass you by and you don't use your voice, then justice is still coming in. But it's kind of like, if you didn't say what you wanted, if you didn't put it out there, you know, if you didn't define it as well as you should have, you're gonna get the corresponding, like, lack of communication, lack of definition is going to come your way. Like, other people will define it for you instead of you defining it for yourself. And if you're letting other people decide what you deserve, that's not going to be as much to your liking. So this can be great. Put that energy in. I hope that makes sense. I feel like it does. I feel like for the people it clicks in, you're like, yeah, I know. I like to be more accommodating. I like to get along, especially if I care about people and I feel like they like me. I like to be more accommodating. Sometimes that just doubles back against you. They're like, no, say what you want, communicate, define it for what you want. Don't try not to feel bad. Try not to feel bad about it. Realize you moving forward properly helps other people move forward properly. Cool? Good? Great? Lovely? Okay. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day.